das 6h40 e o volume de água era muito.
A Estrada Nacional 378, que liga o Seixal a Sesimbra, ficou parcialmente alagada. Arém esteve sob aviso vermelho até às 10 da manhã. A tempestade provocou inundações, queda de árvores e cortes de energia. Mais de 20.000 pessoas estiveram sem eletricidade durante
vento persistente e agitação marítima. Em poucas horas causou perto de 1.300 ocorrências. Caíram estruturas e árvores de grande porte.
Apontam até pela forma cónica que apresentava como um tornado. Em resort também muitos estragos, colapsou toda uma estrutura onde eram...
Hello once again, ladies, gentlemen and friends. Before this next video, let's spare a thought for all those directly and indirectly affected by the passing of Depression Claudia, November 2025, which caused havoc in Portugal, amongst other countries. We all know that the sea bass appear now in the month of November, and they just love that oxygenated water. But this, my friends, is just a little too dangerous to be at the sea's edge. Better wait for a calmer day. We are at the latter end of the storm. Storm Claudia. Too dangerous for fishing. There is no fish worth a human life. After the storm, early Sunday morning. Perfect white oxygenated water, but something amiss. Too much weed and the lures are just not marrying up right with the waves. Just not quite there. But there is hope for later, as the sun is trying its best to calm the chaos down, and we all know what happens when the sun and rain battle it out. Rainbows. I am not too bothered about a pot of gold at the other end, but would not say no to a lovely silver slab, aka the European sea bass, or robalo. The calm after the storm. Hard to believe what the seas were like a couple of days ago. This is just a mill pond, an absolutely beautiful morning. Calm morning, too calm, not a bass to be seen. All I am succeeding in doing here is startle mullet when the lure hits the surface. Although here at dawn, in these conditions I won't catch anything here like this. My only chance of hooking a sea bass will be at night on the beach, where they hunt alongside their spotted cousin. You can see the mullet being startled and jumping, always a good sign. I have found that at a specific time the sea bass congregate here for a short window and go back and forth from where the sand is being slightly churned up. nightfall, and the better time for a hookup, and fish on.
Já está a onda, ajuda, ajuda, isso mesmo, lá está. Um robalo. Uma lixa. Porra, como é que apanhei uma lixa?
A foul hooked mullet. In the dark it looked like a sea bass. A disappointment to say the least. False alarm, and back with this one.
Fisguei-o de lado.
At least I shed the blank. And hook up number 2. This feels a little better. Fish on again.
A lovely violet.
The biler, a varia or spotted sea bass, a lovely fish.
Beautiful baler. Absolutely beautiful.
A quick mugshot at my makeshift studio. That is if I can hold him. Those little spikes in the gills are effective. Although a nice specimen, I could not help myself but to let him go. It's a fisherman thing. Plus, I am fortunate enough to have fresh fish at home and am not in need of killing this one. If we only take what we need, the world would be a little better place. Better to live in harmony with nature than in conflict. And it is hard to explain and doesn't really make much sense, but it's somehow gratifying to let them go to live for another day. Just helping get that oxygen-rich water through the gills to bring him back a bit. And there he goes. A good strong kick of the tail shows he's back, a little disorientated, but back.
Get away. Go on. Go on.
And he's gone. Good luck to him.
Fish on. Robalo. Vamos ao futuro.
I do adore spinning. You can catch bigger, better, and less work, but it's just not the same.
É só liga a luz. Tenito, agora que é preciso os alicates. Não quer que o peixe sofra.
Bom robalo.
Tens o alicate aí? 42. 42, mas deixa lá tirar aqui o...
Bom robalo. Esse já tem 42 centímetros. Tenho quase a certeza.
Esse cá para mim tem 38. Ali é que era. Tem uma luminosidade boa.
And the mugshot. The fish, not me. Anyhows, yet another catch and release. Back he goes, just not quite big enough. And if I gave the spotted sea bass a second chance and was well above minimum size, this guy definitely deserves a break. And there I go again, dropping the fish. Clumsy I am, butterfingers.
Agora vais vê-lo. Vou tirar o maior, aí já te explico isso do tamanho, está bem?
And there he goes, alive and kicking. Fish on.
Step pequeno. Coitadinho.
That's if you can call this guy a fish. Never ceases to amaze me just how small the sea bass will be, and take to such a big lure, that killer instinct kicking in.
Calma.
Impressive.
Calma que tu picas. Vá. Vai lá, homem. Vai.
The lure is its size, and I have caught them smaller than the lure in the past. Amazing. Moved spot, a little nearer to the rocks to avoid the small schoolies, as I caught yet another juvenile. And fish on.
Olha ela saltar ali.
A lot of swearing going on here, so you will hear a lot of muting.
O camaroeiro. Ajuda lá, isto é peixe.
It was a lula, a squid, but simply a monster. I thought initially that I had hooked a bass by the gills and it was not putting up a fight due to this, as sometimes they do, but it weighed a ton, a really heavy, massive squid indeed. Isn't it always that way? The one what got away. He was an absolute beast, and we had left the landing net as we were fishing on the beach, and a net is not needed to land the fish. What a disappointment.
Escuta lá, tu tens palhaço aí.
I hooked up to yet another one, so decided to rig a squid jig and try my luck. Too much of a coincidence hooking up to 2 squid on a bass lure. They are out there.
Para as boias. Só que há vezes que um gajo apanha peixe e eles ficam magoados e não mexem. Portanto, epá, eu senti logo peso do pesou, estava a dar uma luta.
Uma grande lula, estou a dizer, aquilo era vai, olha, do tamanho do meu antebraço, daqui até ao cotovelo.
Assim é que é. Bem.
And there we are, a squid jig, a squiddy with a little transparent tubing and a chemical glow light. You can also get the glow squiddies, which glow and are activated through a UV light. Just charge it up and it will irradiate.
Pois? Vou apanhar uma lula, bem já.
I was jigging and jigging, tried everything, but they just didn't want to know, so I changed back to the deep diver lure for my chances with the bass again. fish on, although doesn't feel bassy at all. A squid, or lula in Portuguese. And I had changed my lure back to sea bass fishing and ditched the squid jig.
Now I've been trying with the jigs and nothing. But with this lure, perfect.
Not a bad size, although not by any means comparable to the one that got away. Also, it has been a catch and release all the way through, so this one is coming home with me. And this is how you dispatch a squid. A strong blow in the right place and it's done. Now isn't that curious? No matter how hard I tried, the squid were just not by any means at all interested in the squiddies or squid rigs. But as soon as I changed to the big-bladed deep diver lure, they were on. I hooked onto 5 squid but only managed to land 1, and all on the lure. Crazy. Or is it? I have only just realized that these lures exist, and if they exist, it's for a reason. They are squid trolling lures. I have a few ordered and will let you guys know how it goes when they arrive. I suppose the squid are like any other fish. They have different tastes and behaviors on different days. They wanted an erratic, faster-moving lure this day rather than slow jigs. Forever learning. And as someone famous used to say,
I'll be back.